Hey, this is Dave.
Matt.
And Zap.
And welcome to the Vintage Cinema Review,
where every week we review some of our favorite films from the past.
Hey, there ain't no late fees here.
Silence is golden. And be kind. Rewind.
Got a little golden hue to it over there. What's that you're putting in there?
Scout Team Unite.
Oh,
yo, that's throwing it back. That's going back to the 90s.
The good 90s.
That's it.
Wasn't this what we're talking about? Wasn't he on a Scout team? Or
I believe so.
Heard?
Yeah. This is Rudy from 1993. I myself am a Notre Dame fan. Matt, I know you are. Zap, ND fan, or
I mean, I think every Catholic has to be a Notre Dame fan by default.
Yeah.
Funny. When I was coming through the ranks, playing football at Seven Sorrows, and then making my way up to McDevitt, I thought you just played McDevitt, then you went to Notre Dame to play football.
Yep.
That's what I thought. I
Automatically.
was very wrong.
Have either of you ever been to Notre Dame?
Yes, yes, I have.
I too have been to Notre Dame.
Beautiful. It's the campus is.
It's amazing. It's really quaint, really small. Just but it's cozy and just awesome.
Like, the grotto is a beautiful area. I actually was at church there, which was very nice.
It's a long drive.
Yeah,
Did you stop for breakfast on the way back?
Yeah. I was on a Sunday morning. I drove out.
That's when church typically is.
Bright and early.
Oh, wow.
Well, let's get into it, guys.
Yeah.
So we got Rudy, rated PG. Runtime on this, 1 hour, 56 minutes. Directed by David Anspall. Written by Angelo Pizzo. Produced by Robert N. Freed and Kerry Woods. Release date, to be exact on this, October 13th, 1993. So that was our senior year. Yep.
You'll have an interesting story about that later, I hope.
Yep, for sure. Budget on this, $12 million. And box office was $22.8 million. Pretty good.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
Certainly the juice is worth the squeeze, but I would have expected more.
More. Me also.
Yeah.
That wasn't mind-blowing or anything. Some of these movies are like 100 and whatever million.
Right. So this was obviously filmed various locations, prominently featuring the University of Notre Dame campus in Indiana. So majority of it there. And the filming dates on this were March 1992 through June of 1992. So that's pretty much all I have for that fun stuff.
That's not bad. 3 months.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
They did the football scenes in like 15 minutes, I think. Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah, that's another good story on those, too.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it for that. So I'll turn it over to Zap for the cast.
Cool. Thank you, Dave. The cast of Rudy includes, but is not limited to, Sean Astin as Daniel Rudy Ruettiger, Jon Favreau as Dennis D. Bob McGowan, Ned Beatty as Daniel Ruettiger Sr., Lily Taylor as Sherry, Scott Benjaminson as Frank, Christopher Reed as Pete, Robert Prosky as Father John Kavanaugh, Charles S. Dutton as Fortune, Jason Miller as Coach Era Parsegian, Ron Dean as Assistant Coach Joe Yanto, John Beasley as Assistant Coach Warren, Mitch Rouse as Jim, Vince Vaughn as Jamie O'Hara, Chelsea Ross as Coach Dan Devine, and 2 cameos. Rudy Ruettiger himself, the live actual person. He actually appears in the stands behind Rudy's father at the Notre Dame Georgia Tech game. And Dennis D. Bob McGowan as a random bartender.
How about that?
Yeah. Dennis McGowan was
played by Jon Favreau.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yep. Did either of you, it happened to me. So there's the guy that plays Rudy's brother. Yeah, the guy that plays Rudy's brother, Frank, the older brother, the guy that's always just putting him down.
Yeah,
always putting him down.
Rudy, you're terrible, Rudy.
That's right.
Is
You'll
that the
never
one
play
that-
football.
You got to work at the mill, Rudy.
The one that took his girl, or no?
No, that was John.
Okay.
I confused that actor. That actor's name is Scott Benjaminson. I confused him with, or I thought it was actually Josh Charles, who was, we've seen him in Dead Poets Society, and he was actually the love interest, Christina Applegate's love interest in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. I thought that dude, Scott Benjaminson, looked like that other dude, Josh Charles. Anyway, fun fact.
All right, Zab, I guess that's it for the cast, so we'll turn it over to Matt for a brief synopsis.
Yeah, here we go with the brief synopsis of Rudy Ruettiger, played by Sean Astin. wants to play football at the University of Notre Dame, but has neither the money or tuition nor the grades to qualify for a scholarship. Rudy redoubles his efforts to get out of the steel mill where his father works with his best friend, Christopher Reed. That's a shame that he fell off the horse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dies in an accident there. Whoa. I didn't even see that coming. Overcoming his dyslexia, thanks to his friend and tutor, D-Bob, John Favreau, Rudy gains admission to Notre Dame and begins to fight his way onto the school's fabled football team. May I present Rudy?
That's a wonderful story.
That was.
I thought that was a great synopsis, Matt.
It was.
I didn't do that myself. That was completely off the internet.
I was deeply moved.
So I guess that's it for that. So we'll steer through the movie a bit.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, so we start in this working-class, blue-collar town of Joliet, Illinois. We come to a scene of boys playing football. One kid actually had to leave the game to go to work. Anyway, at dinner that night, a very young Rudy Ruettiger proclaims to his family that he's going to play football at Notre Dame after high school. Fast forward to Rudy's senior year at Joliet Catholic High School. Rudy signs up for a school trip to visit Notre Dame. And on the day of the trip, he's denied entry onto the school bus because he doesn't have the grades that could have gotten him into such an elite school. Quick pause there for a moment. That priest was a jerk, man.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Dude, that was awful. Like, what do you do? How do you do that to a kid? No, you can't go. You can't go on the bus because there's no chance you're getting into this school.
I mean, we went on a bus. Well, it wasn't a bus trip to a
Mount St. Mary's.
to Mount St. Mary's Seminary.
So we went to Mount St. Mary's Seminary. I actually went to St. Charles Borromeo Seminary, which is out in Philly. But it's connected to Villanova, I think, or very near Villanova. I'm sure I'm going to get ridiculed by anybody from
Was that like
area.
an Excel trip or something?
Yeah, yes, that was. Oh,
You're holy.
That's right. Wow, you don't go to just one seminary. You go to two.
I mean, he was a jerk, but is it maybe better to be a realist? Like, look, kid, this is not for you. You know, I get that he was just kind of harsh about it.
And I get that the world needs ditch diggers too. I get that, but damn.
Yeah, that was rough.
I think, like you said, I think he was being a priest and letting him know there's other things in life that God made you good at.
That's fair.
Right.
Look, not for nothing. Maybe we've all just, at least me, maybe I've just been wussified over the years by, softened up by, have a heart, be nice to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Look, man, tough love is good.
Right. I think maybe he was just like telling him, look, dude, you don't have the grades. And I don't think that's going to change in 3 months they have left.
Right. There's no chance.
He was basically being a life coach, because I remember playing football coming from grade school into my freshman year, where you realize, okay, I may never play outside of high school.
Yeah.
Right.
He was he was being very real with the Rudester.
I think we all kind of knew that going in, that there was no chance any one of us was going to play professionally.
Yeah, I kind of knew that.
God, I mean, come on.
But how about that town, though? I mean, all steel. Now, we live near a steel town.
Yeah.
And they're pretty much the same almost.
That town reminds me of like a mix of, I thought of a number of towns. It reminded me of a little bit of Steelton, but really more some of the outskirts of Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Reminded me of A Christmas Story. Like just this blue collar town.
Mm-hmm.
It reminded me of the movie with Tom Cruise, All the Right Moves, from Ampipe.
Ampipe, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And also when the dad was there with young Rudy watching the football games, that reminded me of being at my pap's house when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't really that far from when we were growing up. You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
If you look back on it, was closer. It was close. It wasn't far.
And something about those houses they live in, like in those steel towns, when they show them, it just looks so comforting. Like,
Sure.
Especially around the holidays and stuff, everybody gather around the TV.
Those houses were, we grew up in cozy, tight, houses. I mean, that was just the thing. You had long, like, row homes, city row home, whatever the hell kind of houses. Like, it's just the way they were built, and they were awesome.
Yeah, they were.
Those were the days. It's now 4 years later, and Rudy, like his father and his older brothers before him, has since gotten a job at the local steel mill. Rudy's girlfriend, Sherry, has found him a house and is anxious to get married. It's clear that Rudy isn't content with what's become of his life. Knowing his undying devotion to Notre Dame football, Rudy's best friend, Pete, buys him a Notre Dame jacket for his birthday. The next day, a terrible accident at the mill results in Pete's untimely death. Devastated, Rudy finally decides it's time for a change. He breaks up with his girlfriend at Pete's funeral and announces his intent to go to South Bend, Indiana, following his dreams of attending Notre Dame. At the Greyhound bus station, Rudy's father tells him the story of his grandfather and how him chasing his dream resulted in devastation to his entire family. Not wanting to settle for his father's lot in life, Rudy makes his way to Notre Dame. I miss Greyhound buses, by the way.
They're completely
They
done.
don't run anymore.
They're done, dead as fried chicken.
So who owns Greyhound? Like, who did they change to?
Nobody. Find yourself a Greyhound bus, bro.
But I'm saying there's still buses that take people places. Like,
Sure.
Who's the company?
No idea.
Okay.
But yeah, you're for damn sure you're right. There are definitely still bus trips, but you're not. I don't think you're going cross country on a bus anymore.
I wouldn't even know what to call. I would still call it a Greyhound. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Like we would call a tissue a Kleenex, or we would call a
Yeah.
cotton swab a Q-tip.
yeah, I didn't know they were completely done.
What's that dollar bus? Like the mega bus or the
dollar bus?
It's like a bus.
It could be
Oh,
that.
you mean like in like
You might be right.
Ocean City, Maryland, or something?
No, they have one that you can like travel across the state for like. It's not $1 anymore, but it's cheap.
Yeah.
I forget what they call it.
They
but-
call it
Yeah,
peso bus.
That's
Yeah,
why.
peso bus.
That's
yeah.
why you always run into people saying, "Hey, man, just got out of jail.
Right.
You got a couple $.
Look,
So I can get home."
it's funny, man. Like I used to work downtown, and you go, walk around. I would, of course, walk around smoking cigarettes. Man, I would get hit up by the same bum every day, asking for with the same story, asking for that same couple
thing.
of dollars. Dude, I just need an Amtrak ticket, man. I just need an Amtrak. Dude, weeks would go by. Weeks. And I'm thinking, dude, you still haven't gotten the money for a ticket?
Even him, he could have got like a little job by then.
He's a
Yeah.
liar.
Yes.
If I had a bus, when you'd step on the last step, I'd have that riff from Guns N' Roses kick in.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah, yeah, when he's getting off the bus.
Yeah.
But back to this, when they're at the mill, I wrote down some stuff there. Those vending machines, classic, man. When he's in there and he gives him the Notre Dame jacket.
For sure.
They have those old school vending machines with like cigarettes. You can get the, we talk about it all the time, the coffee cups with the you can play
slides
poker on it.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have like these thermoses with the cup on top and all that.
Did anybody else catch? Because, as I'm a smoker, I always find it. All right, so first and foremost, let me get this one out of the way.
Mhm.
If I ever see anyone smoking cigarettes in a movie,
Yeah.
I immediately want to smoke a cigarette, by the way. Immediately. Like, I'll pause it and step outside and smoke a cigarette.
Right.
So the best was in this. You're talking about the break room at the mill. So they got all these vending machines, which include a coffee machine right next to a cigarette vending machine.
Yes.
But amazingly enough, Rudy's friend Pete is smoking in the break room, and right at the entrance to the break room is a no smoking sign.
He don't care.
It's amazing. That's the balls that we don't have anymore.
Yeah.
That's the balls that America cut off of us for the last 20 years, and we're getting them back.
I saw, talking of smoking anywhere, there was what was it on? What are those little things called? Those clips that people scroll through?
Reels.
Reels. One of the reels was some lady she was on a jet and she lit up her cigarette and they were trying to take her cigarette. So she got her later. She was trying to light the pillow
What?
on fire
That's awesome.
because she was so pissed because she just wanted a cigarette.
I say good for her.
yeah. I thought I was like, Zap would check. He dig this chick out.
See, but look, you got to watch some of those. What are they called? Reels.
Reels.
Yeah, the reels.
I still call them videos, but whatever. You got to watch some of those things because there's a lot of them out there that are like AI generated now, man.
That's
They're
what
not-
people are saying.
They're
Yeah.
not real.
They're real.
They're not real.
No,
reels.
they're fakes. They're
Fake
not
reels.
reels.
They're not reels. And also that church. There again, I think that church just looks just like the Prince of Peace Church down in Steelton. All
So-
those churches are very similar.
Dude, I have this conversation all the damn time. So any church that was built post Vatican Council II is where you're getting that weird octagonal,
Yeah.
any other shape, circular, anything other than the shape of a damn rectangle, where all pews are facing forward, doing the same thing. Stained glass, old school look, whatever. But again, everybody's in the pews are all facing the same direction.
Mm-hmm.
That's old school. That's the way it should be. I mean, go to Cathedral, go to Prince of Peace,
Mm-hmm.
formerly St. Mary's.
Right.
I remember going to St. John's. That's where my grandma would take
down in
me.
Steelton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, that would be up in Steelton. It's up in the
It's up on the
up in the hill.
Up in Steelton, yeah. But yeah, that church gave me definitely vibes of like those Steelton churches.
Yeah.
Prince of Peace in particular. I'm sure there's differences, but if you take a quick glance, you could confuse the two.
That's the way it used to be.
Right.
I miss those days, man. Look, now I can't stand new
Then you
churches.
walk over to
Gornick's
for some liver and onions.
Yeah, that's right.
Hell yeah.
And they had all the sports people. I think Rudy was probably on the wall there.
He probably was in there.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yep.
Upon arriving at Notre Dame, Rudy meets Father John Kavanaugh, who helps him to enroll at Holy Cross College, just spitting distance from Notre Dame University. With the right grades and a lot of hard work, Rudy might just be able to transfer to Notre Dame after a few semesters. Only a day or two later, Rudy returns to Notre Dame's campus and, ultimately and unannounced, into the office of head football coach Ara Parseghian, to whom he pleads his case and alerts him that he'll see him at next year's walk-on tryouts. Classes at Holy Cross are underway. Rudy's non-threatening demeanor and approachability make him a magnet for the fairer sex. However, he struggles to learn subject matters in class. Rudy meets and swiftly befriends Dennis McGowan, known to his friends as D-Bob, who's both an honor student at Notre Dame and a teacher's aide at Holy Cross. D-Bob's only shortcomings lie in his complete inability to attract the ladies. The two come to an amicable agreement. Rudy will help D-Bob with his social awkwardness, and D-Bob will help Rudy with his studies. That's good. That's a fair trade.
That's a good trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think all that was made up for the story.
It might have been.
Yeah.
Well, there was a real D-Bob. We found that out.
Yeah, there was a real D-Bob, but I don't think Rudy was that smooth.
Yeah,
the
I don't
ladies.
know. Possibly, but I did find out Holy Cross is really like right there.
It's
Like,
literally
right across.
it's next door.
Yeah, I was wondering, and I looked it up, and I was like, oh, there it is.
I think there's 3 colleges in that camp, in that area, like
Oh, really?
all right next to each other.
Mm.
Yeah, kids I think who are trying to get into Notre Dame. I don't even know if it would work like that now. And I mean, Notre Dame was what's their acceptance rate? Probably like 6%, something like that.
Well, we had two kids that I know of out of our graduating class, at least 2 that made it there,
Really?
Jen and Matt.
and Laura. Actually, 3.
Yeah, 3. There's 3.
Yeah.
How about that? Cash
Yeah.
me outside.
I turned them down. I didn't want to go.
That's fine.
Yeah, they
No,
were knocking
after
on my
me.
door.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
after me.
They weren't giving me enough for the D1 scholarship.
They could foresee the podcast skills, so they were trying to.
So you're going to have enough money when you
Yeah.
get older.
That's right.
You need
That's
to go here.
No, but I know you got to be very smart or very athletic to get into Notre Dame for sure.
Isn't that any Division I lately?
No, not necessarily. I mean, not every D1 school.
Yeah, there's Arizona or things like that.
It's funny to see Rudy when he shows up at Parseghian's office. Like, he just bum rushes his way in. Like, coach,
Oh yeah,
like he's pleading his case, right? He's like, coach, well, I had to, like, and he just starts mumbling and bumbling.
mm-hmm.
What's he think is going to happen?
Hey, could you get out of here, Rudy?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Come
busy.
on, man.
We got
I
a
mean-
big game coming up.
I mean, if you think about back to high school, there were always like kids that would like hang around, and I say kids, they were like our age or older that would hang around at practices and
Sure.
end up helping, like
Like our dads.
well, yeah, that
Yeah.
too. That they would hang around too much, but like there would be like, and they become like the trainer almost. Like,
Sure.
hey, why don't you clean up the footballs or do this or do that?
Yep.
So I guess maybe like he could end up doing something like that at worst, like just be part of it. That's
Yeah.
I think all I really wanted. But yeah, you would think a coach at a major university to have better security.
You would think.
not then.
Yeah.
Today, yes.
Back in the day, yeah.
Not then.
Right.
You know, it's true, man. I remember going back to McDevitt like within a year after I'd graduated. You just
There's no-
walk
you walked
right in the
in.
front door.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
You literally just walked in the front door.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, right in the front. You're right. Open up, go up the steps, walk to the right, go to the office.
If
Hey,
you-
I'm here for transcripts or
that's-
whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And that's if you decide to go to the office. Otherwise, you could just walk around.
You could have went and sat in class.
Heck yeah.
If you were dressed right,
True.
nobody would even know.
Cruising for the ladies.
Yeah.
What's up, ladies? I'm 1 year out.
Look, lady, man, look, come on. I'm a high school graduate. I got
a
so much to
car.
offer.
I remember hanging out at your house sometimes after high school, being like, man, I got no car.
Nope.
I ain't got no job. Can't get no cigarettes because I got no money.
Because I got no car. Because I got no job.
Like, yo, man, can I put my cigarettes at me? Like, yeah, sure.
It's just this vicious circle.
It is. It's harsh.
Should have went to Holy Cross.
Yeah.
They made it happen.
Rudy's passion to be a part of Notre Dame football persists. He convinces the head groundskeeper, Fortune, to take him under his wing as an assistant. Time passes and D-Bob lands himself a date for a dance, albeit with the lesser physically attractive roommate of the woman who'd approached him to ask. Rudy's employment at Notre Dame continues, as do his challenges with learning and living. We come to find that not only does he have a touch of the dyslexia, he also has no residence or place to call his own. Fear not. He takes the necessary steps to work through his learning disability. and he's found a place to sleep in Notre Dame's maintenance room. And he has to sneak in through the window each night to get there. Time passes, and Fortune, the groundskeeper, grows sympathetic to Rudy's plight. One night, Rudy sneaks into his clandestine abode into the maintenance room to find that Fortune has left him a key and blankets. That was thoughtful.
Yeah, it was nice. I like that guy. He was Rock, right?
Correct.
He played Rock, yeah.
So, at any one point, do they address him by his name, Fortune?
I don't remember. I would assume they did.
I don't think they do.
I didn't hear it once, but
Because he had a couple guys working for him that
it.
never really calling him, or they'd be like, "Hey, man, you don't," like, you know what I mean? Or when they're sitting around eating their lunch or whatever.
Right.
I don't think they're ever calling him by name. And I don't think Rudy ever mentioned his name.
No.
That's interesting.
I had mentioned it in the walkthrough. The girl comes up to a very timid and a very afraid D-Bob and is, "Don't I know you? Don't we have a class together?" And like, she's, good looking, and he's just frozen. Like, he can't speak, like not a word. And then she hooks him. Like, "What are you doing this weekend? You're busy Saturday night," and he's like, losing his shit.
Right. Is that a real thing though? Like, do you think people freeze up like that?
For sure.
Yes.
Like in real life?
For sure.
I mean, you would say something though.
Look, no,
Something
I can tell you
stupid
from
maybe,
experience when I was in high school, man, I was really nervous around girls.
Well, I get that, but you would respond. Like, I've never seen
I see
somebody
what you're
just
saying.
not,
Say something
not
back,
say
like,
a word.
yeah.
Like I remember one time I was like talking to this girl or whatever, and I was kind of nervous, and like my buddies were busting on me because I was like, "Hey, nice sweater." They're like, "Oh yeah, that's a good rap." You know what I mean?
Original.
Like, but at least I was talking, like trying to make conversation.
Yeah, he was frozen.
This guy's just sitting there like not saying a word. I don't know. It just seemed like an odd scene to me.
You're right. Somebody wouldn't freeze up that much. He would at least make some sort of try at conversation.
Right.
Even if you would blush or get nervous or
just say something dumb. Like, just say something.
You'd be like,
whatever.
I like your shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know.
Either way, I mean, she hooked him up with her roommate.
Yeah, it was all like misleading.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're called hookers.
Right. I like too, like the girl that she introduced him to kind of looked nerdy, but then she kind of looked a little better than later in the movie. They
Correct.
both did, I guess. They
Yeah.
both kinda,
They both did.
I like that in movies when they kind of look better than, they get
Of
a makeover
course.
or whatever.
Of course. It's like
Like they take their glasses off and they get curly hair all of a sudden. You're like, whoa.
Whoa.
it's the ugly duckling thing.
Yes.
They grew up to be a beautiful swan or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Rudy was the man, though.
He was.
Rudy.
He knew the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
The way of the ladies.
I think it was just the Notre Dame. He had that Notre Dame feel going.
He was
Ladies love that.
Fake it till you make it.
He was faking it. I guess apparently if you wear a Notre Dame jacket everywhere
You go.
Yeah, I
At
do.
all times. It was 87 degrees, Rudy. What are you doing?
Come on.
I wear a lot of Notre Dame gear.
He can't leave it though. Like that was his blanket too, and his pillow.
Yeah.
They put the whole uniform on. People are just like, no.
Still,
Man.
I walk around full uniform.
Full uniform. You wear the whole home gear
to the grocery store and everything.
Yeah.
There is people like that.
Just passing through.
Oh yeah.
I'm on the bus.
Right.
I'm just coming in for some snacks.
Yeah, actually, Rudy was kind of creepy in a way.
Oh,
Like,
you could
he was just like
definitely-
a big liar, creepy dude.
He was a dude. He was a bum. He didn't have
Yeah, he didn't have a
place-
house. Yeah, what?
He was a bum.
Rudy.
He definitely was like stalking a little bit.
Little stalky. He
For sure.
all of a sudden he's showing up like painting helmets. Like, what are you doing here?
Right.
The lady's like, do you go to school? Yeah, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
How do you do this again? Like they said, it was like real gold in the helmets. He was like stealing paint.
When he wasn't
That was on the
huffing
cut.
it.
That was on the cut scene. That was on the
Yeah.
floor, cutting room floor.
Rudy's first semester at Holy Cross ends, and despite his good grades, his application to attend Notre Dame has been rejected. Rudy makes his way home for a visit at Christmas, and instead of praise and support for his scholastic efforts, Rudy receives the equivalent of a cold shoulder from his father, a verbal beating from his brother Frank, and an unwelcome surprise of finding that the girlfriend he'd left behind, Sherry, is now dating his older brother, John. Back at school, the spring semester swiftly passes. Once again, Rudy's application to attend Notre Dame is denied.
Are we at the point where is he becoming friends with the priest there at Holy Cross?
Yeah,
Is
that
all
was
this
from the
going on?
gate. I think that was pretty
Yeah.
much from the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a cool priest. That one's
Yeah,
like,
that one.
hey man, like let me tell you. And he was the one who kind of telling him too, is this what God intended for you? Is this really like you have so many opportunities?
Yeah.
You're going to get an education no matter what. if you want to keep pursuing this, go right ahead. But there's other things, like you're giving yourself an opportunity.
Yeah, your ultimate goal might not happen, but you're doing so many good things more than anybody else would have, even expected. So
yeah, it's true. Oh, P.S. I was wrong. The smoking in the non-smoking section, and that was the maintenance room at Notre Dame.
Oh, the maintenance room.
That was the obvious. And I'm thinking about that after I said it. I was like, wait a second. Since when is there a no smoking break room at a steel mill in the 60s?
You're out breathing in all that other
or
smoke.
the 70s.
Shoot, even in the 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, correct.
It's bad for your lungs. Meanwhile,
you're smoking steaming steel.
Right.
Breathing, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Also, did anyone notice basically the blink? If you blinked, you would have missed his entire spring semester. He basically just, after Christmas, he walks into the school, he walks into Holy Cross, and it shows him walking up to the window to check his mail.
Yes.
Opens the mail with D-Bob behind closed doors, and it's his second denial letter at the end of his spring semester.
Yeah.
That was the whole semester.
That was it.
I really couldn't, because he's dressed the same in that jacket
Correct.
throughout the whole movie.
They
So
all
I
blend
can't tell
together.
what the seasons are.
It's true.
I'm lost.
It's true.
I'm like, damn, Rudy.
That jacket is broken in for sure.
For sure. Determined, Rudy's second fall semester passes at Holy Cross. Once again, he's denied attendance to Notre Dame. But he's not deterred. He presses on, training physically and keeping his grades up. Winter turns to spring. Desperate, as this is his last chance for eligibility to play football, his years-long wish comes true. After 2 years at Holy Cross, he's been accepted to Notre Dame. So, did anybody get a little tear jerky when he's reading that acceptance letter?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
This movie kills me in many places.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. I mean,
like,
it's a stirring scene. Like it just makes your heart leap. Like you're just so happy to see that. You just can't help but get a little choked up, man.
Yeah, I love seeing an underdog story.
Sure.
Anything to do with an underdog, no matter what it is. I think most people are like that, but I'm particularly I love movies like that.
Absolutely.
I think what made it so, what did you say, heart leaping or heart?
My heart leapt.
leapt.
Or it makes your heart leap.
Yeah, what made it so
Uplifting.
real and uplifting is you knew going into the movie that it was real. Like this was a true story. This wasn't
There's
something.
that too, yeah.
This is something that would be written into a movie, but you're like, holy shit, this is real. This really happened.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And after all, like those trials and tribulations, I guess you can still say that it actually happened for this kid. And you knowing, growing up and being young, watching the movie, like how great that would feel. Like I tried my best, I gave it my all, and it finally happened for me.
And you find out he was dyslexic.
Yeah.
And that
How do you read his acceptance letter?
right. Well, they fixed it.
So by now he put in contacts.
Right.
It made it all
He just
go
needed
away.
glasses.
Yeah. ChatGPT read it.
He read it. Yeah, he read it backwards, and
Right.
ChatGPT forwarded it for him.
So this was his last chance to play football.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess he would get a year as a whatever, and then
As a senior
a
or
year as a
whatever.
walk-on, and then he would get his senior. He was
Yeah.
trying to go there his junior and his senior year.
Right. They wouldn't take senior transfers. I guess.
That's it. They wouldn't
Yeah.
take senior transfer. So that explains that. But
Mhm.
the other question I'd had, he went to Holy Cross when he was
27.
20. Well,
Yeah, he was old.
I mean, he was 22, 22.
22 or 23, yeah. I'm not sure of what his age was. He was a lot older than...
He went
In-
4 years after high school.
in the
So
movie or in real life?
in real life. So he went in 4 years after his after he graduated high school.
Uh-huh.
Isn't there like an age thing to play football in
No.
college?
No, you
no,
can
no.
be 64 years old.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
guy that actually played, what was he, in his 70s or something like that?
Well, I
Remember
don't
that
know
a few
about-
years back?
Maybe I don't know about that old, but there's guys definitely approaching late 20s that play.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
So the only exposure I'd had to a potentially hitting an age limit, which is why I had thought that
Mm-hmm.
it applied in college, was when we were in high school. There was a guy 1 year ahead of us, and I think he might have been held back.
Yeah.
And so he graduated, I think, at 19.
Yes.
Mm.
And there was a point at which he couldn't play. Like there was no chance.
No, they like I think with high school, yeah, obviously, but with college, it doesn't really matter.
Hmm.
As far as I know, I mean, I know there's college players in their late 20s
I had no
Oh,
idea.
easily.
because now
Look
with
what
that,
I learned today.
with that NIL money and all that,
Oh, for sure.
a lot of these guys will.
Can you fail and like stick around? I'd say, yeah, look, man, I've been in college for like 7 years and just keep playing football.
Yeah, I mean,
College is now basically, I think you have to go through eligibility or
It's a
however many years
springboard.
that you are and you can't just be like out of the college taking like 2 classes or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, there are guys that can't make it in like either like Canadian League or whatever, and that are pretty good athletes that come in like 24, 25 years old.
The Canadian League.
Yeah.
Canadian
CFL.
football.
Yeah.
Yes, Canadian football.
I would think Canadian football is soccer.
No.
Nah.
Or a lot of guys that play in like the indoor leagues and stuff. They pretty good athletes, and people sign them in for 2-3 years of college.
Yep.
Huh.
That's real shit.
That's amazing. Well, that's okay. Look at that. All right. Football tryouts commence. Despite his size, Rudy's got heart and determination. He makes the team as a walk-on. Practice is brutal for Rudy. His role as a walk-on affords him, at best, a position on the scout team. That's the whipping boy. That's the whipping boys for the team starters. But he knows his role. He's there for the team's sake.
What is this scout team you speak of?
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
We know that all too well.
Yeah.
All I know is you get to wear different colored jerseys.
Yeah, right. Like 3 digits.
Dude, look,
108. Who the hell's 108?
Yeah.
Look, we didn't have. So what? We were a scout team, but look, I thought that was fun. Like, dude, it was super
We call it
fun.
like scout team to the out team, like scout outs to the outhouse.
I thought that was fun. Think about it. We had no responsibility. We didn't have to look. All we had to do was just run and just get our asses kicked.
We're the original
Pretty
actors
much.
acting like we're the other team.
That's correct.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I remember you guys remember Chauncey Luckett?
Of course.
Oh yeah.
So I remember the one time I had to go. They're like, no, let's get in here, go up against Chauncey. We're running, and I knew he had to like pull or something, or I was like lined up as like linebacker.
Yeah.
And then
You
Foley,
just know you're getting run over. You just know it.
Foley said I passed out.
Yeah.
Because it was hot. It really was. It was really hot that day. And I was getting a lot of action. So I was in all the roles.
You were playing all the players.
Yeah, and they're like, no, let's get over there and like outside linebacker. And then I remember I passed out. Like everything got dark.
Please. Dude, so
Got dark and passed out.
I remember that exact moment because I'm standing right next to Matt.
Right.
So I remember that happening.
That did happen.
Dude, I'm telling you.
I think I was a sophomore.
Look, as soon as they say to Matt, dude, you got to go in there up against Chauncey. He's just starts saying, "Oh man, oh man."
I didn't say nothing. I just got
can't
up.
stand up.
I remember I went to get in 3-point stance, and I was like, "Nah, I'm outside." I'm like, I'm
my
not
arm.
rushing.
So, my phone's ringing.
Yeah, that's it.
Hold on. My dad's calling.
My dad's calling.
He was so scared, but look,
No, I wasn't scared. I was in there. I was in there. I was lined up. I was ready to bust some chops.
Please.
And then
I'm
it
not
was
going to
hot.
hold it against you. I know that. Look, I would have gotten run. I did get run.
It was
hell
hot
over.
in the helmet, and it just passed out.
Look,
Yeah.
every
It
time
happens.
if you were there against Chauncey, I was against Mike. Dude, that guy was crazy.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
he
obsessed.
was a year younger than
Chauncey.
I think Chauncey was a senior that year. Yeah, Mike
Correct.
must have been like
He was a year ahead of us, Mike.
Chauncey was 92. Mike was 93. We were 94.
and this was because they were running offense. I think Chauncey was like a
Lineman
he
or
was
something.
he was
Tackle, right?
tackle. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't. The Liberato was on the line there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
That's
was
some big-
fun. He
that's
was
some
just a
big
big
guys.
teddy bear.
You know what though? Like we had coaches too that would run the scout team. Like I remember when
Bullock.
well, like I remember Coach Four ran the offense as a quarterback.
He was quarterback.
Yeah.
Like to give the game like the flow and
Real
the speed
feel.
of the game.
Yeah.
You know, when we were playing a team. So you are important.
He was like a
Just that you
Shippensburg standout.
Yeah, he was the man.
Yeah.
But you do get beat around.
And Rudy, so back to the movie, Rudy got his ass beat.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
We shouldn't even talk
Hard.
about Rudy anymore. We just talk about,
About us.
Scout
Yeah,
team.
right,
why
yeah.
not?
Yeah.
Why not? But it's true that like watching him just getting his ass kicked. I mean, for me, that was just flashbacks, just getting my
yeah.
ass beat.
Yeah, that was the only part of the movie that really brought tears. Like I didn't care about the letter opening.
Having flashbacks. Some guys have.
Ooh,
It's like you know, like your dad's a vet watching the Nom movies.
yeah, I can't do
It's
that.
like us, you know.
I had to fast forward it. I was like, in fact, never play that part again.
Yeah, your kids ask you like, "How real is it, Dad?"
Yeah, that's pretty freaking real, dude.
So the one thing that not reigns true per se, but one theme that's consistently said over and over and over again in this is the other players tell Rudy over and over, dude, you got to calm down.
Yes,
like, this
yeah.
isn't the Super Bowl. You play every game. You play every play like you're playing the Super Bowl. Like, dude, you got to calm down. In fact, this is where we first see in his first film role Vince Vaughn as Jamie O'Hara when he says, He's just a showboat, man.
Yeah.
That's all he's about.
Did you see him when he ran? They ran that sweep.
Yeah.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah.
That didn't look good at all.
But it did. That does, going back, that does remind you, because when you were on the scout team and you're trying your best and you do make good plays and you guys are all hype. Remember, like, the kids that are the really good players look at you like, man, shut up, man. That's why you're on the scout team.
Don't hurt me.
Yeah. Oh,
Don't take my legs out. Don't hurt me.
Oh, yeah. Like, whoa, watch where you're tackling, man. Like, I was just coming around. You knew what the play was. Like, they would get upset.
Of course.
And it was just like that. So
I read a quote here, and I think this like sums it up perfectly about like his determination or anybody's determination. It said, hard work beats talent when talent refuses to work hard. And that kind of sums it up, that whole scene with Vince Vaughn and with Rudy. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what the coach said, right? Or
nobody said that.
Oh.
I just had read that. I forget where I found it when I was looking stuff up about the movie. Somebody put, I don't know who it's quoted from. Maybe it wasn't a movie. I don't remember hearing it, but it sums up that scene perfectly because Vince Vaughn has talent, supposedly in the movie, but he doesn't work hard.
See, I don't know in real life if Rudy had the people to guide him, because remember his lineman coach too. That guy he had the priest that really helped him through shit. He had the lineman coach that was like, hey, man.
I felt like all those coaches were pretty realistic.
So the line coach was Coach Joe Yanto, played by Ron Dean.
Yeah.
Ron Dean.
Yeah, his character in that was perfect too. Like he was
played,
great in that role.
He played one of the detectives in The Fugitive.
Oh, okay.
With Harrison Ford.
Did you guys feel that too with these coaches, that they were like all cast, like believable?
Oh, for sure.
I thought they were all like well
for
cast.
sure.
Or even like the personality, or how a head coach would act compared to an assistant, or how like a head assistant would to one of the specific like player coaches. Like they were done really well.
Your assistant coaches are usually more easygoing, more fun, and then the head coach is always more serious, like down to business.
So Coach Warren, who I think he summed up basically what we saw end up happening to Rudy his entire career. He basically said, look, there's X number of you here. One or two of you might dress if you're lucky. Otherwise, you're all just going to get the shit beat out of you for the next X number of months. That's why you're here.
Right.
And if you don't like it, you can leave.
And he also had, Rudy had that one friend too that was a top prospect in high school, remember?
Oh, that guy.
And he was
his dad wanted him to go there and all that,
And he was like, I could have played somewhere else, but, I'm here now. And Rudy's like, oh, man, we're here, though.
Yeah, right.
So I'm
super positive
for us. Yeah.
That's one thing that bothered me about Rudy, too.
I think you could relate to a lot of these characters of people you know in real life, like athletes and like people you know coming up through,
For sure. As the football season drags on, Rudy's diligence and persistence pays off. He convinces Coach Parseghian to allow him to dress for one game next season, his senior year, his last season. Unfortunately, Coach Parseghian retires soon after, leaving Rudy still a redshirt and having to start all over with impressing a new coach, Coach Dan Devine.
He was kind of prickish.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I think, but he had
the guy that played him.
I think he had to be, and I think he actually did that as a favor to Rudy. I'm saying because him and Rudy kept up after years would go by, they still kept up.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, for movie's sake, he definitely played a prick. Also, at the end of his junior year here, when again Parseghian goes, Rudy's still there. He's got to start all over with the impressing thing. D-Bob graduates.
Yeah.
So D-Bob was a year ahead of him, John Favreau.
Okay.
Yeah, that Dan Devine, too. I think he came, like in real life, came from the NFL down the coach
Green
college
Bay.
Bar. Is that what it was? Green
Bay.
Bay.
Yeah.
So he's probably dealing with pro athletes. If they're trying to be true to how the character was, he's probably no nonsense. And
oh, yeah. That's a whole nother ball game.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's now Rudy's senior year. Game after game, Rudy doesn't make the dress list. In a fit of frustration, Rudy informally quits. Groundskeeper Fortune finds Rudy wallowing in his own self-pity and gives him some sage advice. Turns out that Fortune had played football for Notre Dame back in the day. He quit the team after 2 years and has regretted every week since. Reinvigorated, Rudy joins in for the last practice of the season, and he's welcomed back by seemingly every member of the team. And in a show of true appreciation, senior after senior enter Coach Devine's office and request that Rudy start in their place.
once again, tears.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Like, Coach, I want Rudy to play for me.
Look, you don't that's it's selflessness at its finest. It's a great scene.
And I don't know if it's because I played football from the time I was 7 through high school, and that camaraderie you have with your teammates, your friend, you make friendships for life.
Sure.
And you just, I don't know, you have this bond. And I don't know if that's just because playing football or if other sports are like that, but football for sure has a feel to it.
Yeah.
Like you're brothers,
For sure. I mean, look, the three of us, we could sit back and tell stories for forever, and it's not it's not like Uncle Rico,
right?
We can throw the ball over that mountain. It's nothing like that.
No.
It's the fun and dumb shit we did on the side, or hanging out in the locker room, or whatever after a game or before a game, or getting your rib broke, or getting your wrist broke, or getting a concussion. Yeah, anything, man. I mean, that was fun. That was absolute fun.
And I think how Dave said, like, that's making friends and the camaraderie. Even I think the most fun, because like you got to play a lot more, was before the actual season.
Yeah,
but
how about that?
Like practices and just I don't know. It's a whole nother feeling that
it really is
when you're in it, and then you see something like this, like the feelings that you get. Makes a lot of sense.
And I know definitely, like, growing up, as you reach each new level, like high school obviously was like the pinnacle for us because we didn't play, but I can imagine college is even more of a bond. Like when you're playing, like the older you get, I don't know, like Pee Wee Pony midget ball for sure. Like you remember your teammates, but something about high school, I definitely felt more of like a brotherhood there. And then I imagine college is even on another level.
I think it's the difference would be sure. So as you're still developing in high school, right? I mean, you're this is still, in my opinion, your formative years for sure. Once you get to that collegiate level, it now becomes, I got to do this. So now it becomes like a job,
right?
It becomes work, but it's because of it being a job, for lack of a better word. You have this understanding that it's not just me. Like, I've got to do this for the team. Like, it's all of us, one big unit. So therein comes that idea of true, in my opinion, a true understanding of teamwork and for the team and for the greater good.
Right. And then think about your coaches and your teachers from that time too. They seem like they had the most impact, at least for me, on my life. Like, and I'd imagine in college the same way,
Let's go, baby.
Yeah. But that definitely was a cool scene.
For sure.
And got me.
For sure. It's game day. The last college game for every senior. And Rudy's gotten his wish. He's dressed for the game, and he even goes on to lead the team onto the field. Play after play, Notre Dame maintains their lead over Georgia Tech. And play after play, many of the players plead with Coach Devine to put Rudy in, if for only one play. Over and over again, Coach Devine refuses. A single voice of one of Rudy's teammates begins to chant, "Rudy, Rudy, Rudy." Less than a minute remains in the game. Notre Dame maintains a comfortable lead over Georgia Tech. One by one, more voices join the chant, "Rudy, Rudy, Rudy." As long as the offense is on the field, Rudy has no chance to play. The chanting has grown well beyond the team and has made its way into the stands. Rudy, Rudy, Rudy. Against Coach Devine's play call, Notre Dame's offense takes it upon themselves to score. Even Rudy's teammate, Jamie O'Hara, has since come around to support him. The chant grows ever stronger and louder. Rudy, Rudy, Rudy. With seconds left on the clock, Coach Devine reluctantly relents and signals assistant coach Yanto to send Rudy into the game for the kickoff to Georgia. Rudy's name can now be heard stadium-wide. Rudy, Rudy, Rudy. 7 seconds remain on the clock, and Rudy stays in for the last play of the game. The ball is snapped, and as if it were God himself guiding him, Rudy breaks through Georgia Tech's offense and sacks the quarterback for the last play of the game. Amidst the roar of the excited crowd, Rudy is lifted onto his teammates' shoulders and carried off the field.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
It was good.
It was good.
It was like climactic. At really, like, just see the Rudy, like as
Rudy.
that's building.
Rudy.
It's really building, and that's amazing.
I learned from this movie that you have to play or something in a game to be listed on
the actual active roster.
I too learned that as well.
I didn't know that was a thing. I thought if you were on the team, you're on
from
the team.
this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you look at any like McDevitt old catalogs, you might
you might not be in there.
You might not see my name on there.
You were in there.
I was in.
But
it's funny. I'm thinking about high school and stuff like that, obviously, because it's what we're talking about. And I remember it was either junior or senior year. Mark and I ran around to every photo we could. Sewing club, knitting club, who gives a shit club, badminton club, what drama club, you name it. We would just go to every photo we possibly could.
Try to get into it.
Yeah, there's a number of them in the yearbook that we don't belong.
Well, that's where you were in that. You remember the big stadium we had? Not stadium, the gym.
Gym, yeah.
So you could just walk in and sit somewhere.
Yeah.
Get a picture.
Yeah.
I remember going to see this movie. That was October '93. That was during football season, and I don't know, Zap, if you were there. Did you play senior year?
No.
And Matt, you didn't. But I was talking to Matt about this. So we went. It was like Lou, R.I.P. Lou Borelli. He was there. Andre, bunch of guys. We all went and saw this movie, and it was like, of course, it all hit home for us because we were seniors in high school, and it was just a great movie. Like I remember we were all tearing up in the in the movie theater.
Yeah,
you know?
Matt and I laid back. We were smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, I know, right? But so this movie, I mean, for me, back then meant a lot. Still, I haven't watched it in years. Watching it again, man, I really dig it. It always gets me.
But I slept on this.
You
didn't see it until later?
I didn't see this movie until within the last 10 years, maybe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well,
I think it was a good flick.
Yeah, you dig it. You guys want to get into the Fun facts.
Indeed, I do. Fun fact, the town of Whiting, Indiana was used for the filming for the Joliet, Illinois scenes.
How about
so
that?
when you see Rudy's house and whatever, the Greyhound bus, all of that shit, that's in Whiting, Indiana. There you go.
So do you have any coulda, shoulda, wouldas?
I got none of those.
Okay. Well, there was an article that they wrote for the 20th anniversary, which if you read this article, it was on a website called Sportsnet. And Brendan Fraser and Chris O'Donnell were two guys that were in talks to play Rudy, but one that was kind of like hidden. You had to go into this interview and find out about it was Matt Damon. I guess the casting director really liked Matt Damon for the part of Rudy.
I can see that.
And
he's small.
Yeah.
So is Rudy, or so is Sean
Astin.
Correct.
Yeah.
You want to have the size perspectives exactly that. You want to show that you want to illustrate he's a small dude.
Sean Astin almost didn't have it because his feet were so large and hairy.
From that,
true.
Yeah, right. From Lord of the Rings.
He was dropping eaves.
But I think I could have saw Matt Damon, but I think Sean Astin did a great job in this movie. Like to me, he is Rudy, but I thought that was interesting that Chris O'Donnell or Brendan Fraser would have been.
Brendan Fraser's too tall.
Yeah, they said he was too big.
Yeah.
And I don't know about Chris O'Donnell, his stature, but yeah, there was an interview with like all the directors and casting directors and producers, and they were talking about that. I thought that was interesting. As far as the other people, I don't know if there was any other parts that were.
I got nobody. Yeah, I didn't read anything like that.
I think they kind of had who they wanted from the get-go.
Who was the guy that played Vern in Stand By Me?
Oh, you talking about
Jerry O'Connell?
Jerry O'Connell, yeah.
I think he would have been good as
was he
Rudy?
He was kind of a bigger kid, though.
Yeah, I wonder what he was like built like by then, like in '92, because like he was short and pudgier in Stand By Me.
Obviously, yeah.
Probably shredded.
Yeah, he was
shredded.
Because now he's like pretty jacked.
Yeah,
in pretty good shape. But
I just thought I guess I thought of his name when you said
Chris O'Donnell.
Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah, I can see
who was
that.
Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, I think you guys kind of touched on it, but Rudy Ruettiger was actually he did work at the power plant for a little bit and then enrolled in the Navy.
Oh yes.
So he was probably 20. I don't know exactly how old, but 25 probably when he got there.
So that was actually going to be one of my fun facts.
Oh, okay.
But you nailed it. Like he went to the mill for a bit, but his 4 years was actually spent in the Navy.
Oh really?
Yeah, for sure.
So he's like 24, 25 probably.
By the time he
26
got
when he probably got to Notre Dame.
Yeah. Okay. So I got one, and this is the joys of Hollywood when you take a story and you really want to get an emotional response. So while it was a moving scene, the seniors group protest of laying their jerseys on Coach Devine's desk did not happen. Quite the contrary. Coach Devine announced days prior to the final practice that Rudy would dress. Additionally, he put Rudy in at the end on his own volition.
Yeah. I did read that they demonized him a little bit in the movie for Hollywood.
Yeah.
But he was actually, like you said, he was on board. He liked Rudy. And they did talk to him about that. Hey, we're going to portray you like this in the movie, but it's to make the movie better.
Yeah.
You need that.
Yeah, you couldn't have been like, yeah, Rudy, of course we're going to get you in there, buddy.
It just won't work as well, but that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, you guys talking on that, just touching on it, is the walk-on tradition is still a thing at Notre Dame for their senior day. They let a lot of for the last play of the game, a lot of the kids that were on the team getting their asses whooped on Scout Team, they let them play.
Oh, that's nice.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's a big tradition at Notre Dame.
That's really nice.
Little Rudy tradition there.
That's neat.
God bless you, Notre Dame. As we're talking about this particular scene, the group protest, everybody throwing their jerseys down. Coach Devine actually saw that, so he wasn't aware of certain rewrites of the script. Again, like you had said, Dave, he certainly agreed being like, sure, I won't be offended if you make me look like the heel. I'm not going to be offended. At that part, that's when he jumped up and was just basically bullshit. That's horseshit. That did not happen. Like you had said, I loved Rudy. He was a friend of mine for years and years and years after. Still to this day, he's a friend of mine. Mm-hmm. That did not happen. That's bullshit.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. Did you know who was a freshman when Rudy was a senior there at Notre Dame?
Joe Montana.
That's it, man. Yeah.
That's right.
Montana. And he actually, he talked a lot about what was kind of embellished for the movie. And he said, too, like, about the jerseys. He was like, I think it was him that said, like, any player that, is there, in college is not going to throw you want to play.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, dude, it's my last game.
Right. Man. So he was like, that probably wouldn't happen,
Angelo Pizzo was the guy that wrote this, right?
Yeah.
He was also the one that brought you Hoosiers.
Yeah.
So if you look at the movies, because if somebody wants to watch a good movie of heartfelt, the Hoosiers is up there.
Oh my God, Jimmy Chitwood.
Oh my God, Chitwood, unstoppable.
So never saw it.
Oh my God.
I get it. Look, man, I'm late to the game on this, but follow up to that, what you had mentioned, Matt, about the Andre Piazza.
Yes, Frank Piazza.
Yeah. The guy that wrote the script for this. He was very, very hesitant to do it because he had already done an Indiana college sports movie.
The Hoosies.
Right.
I mean, look, how long are you going to wring that towel? Yeah. Seriously.
Who was oh my gosh, he was the head coach in Hoosiers.
Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman was awesome in that.
Mm-hmm.
Great in that movie. R.I.P. R.I.P. Hackman.
The assistant coach was John Voight, I think.
No, it wasn't Voight. It was oh my God, he was in the motorcycle movie.
Oh, Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, actually, he was awesome in it. I think he was drunk pretty much.
Yeah, Easy Rider.
He was drunk in the movie.
Good for him.
So the quarterback in the movie and in real life for Georgia Tech was Rudy Allen, but I thought it was interesting. You can't find, I tried to find out who was the right tackle that missed the block.
Right.
And I can't find it anywhere, but I did find out there was a fullback that missed the block. It was a routine block. If he would have did what he was supposed to, Rudy would have never got the sack in real life, and we probably wouldn't be talking about this movie because it would have never become a movie. But that fullback's name is, see if I pronounce this right, Pat Moriarty. I hope I'm saying that right.
Moriarty.
He's the fullback. He's now, or was, the vice president of football administration for I think it was the Baltimore Ravens, and he played one season for the Cleveland Browns. But it was supposed to be like a routine block, and he missed it. But just think how history would have changed if he would have made that block.
Who was the guy from Ace Ventura, Laces Out?
Oh, the kicker or whatever.
Einhorn Finkelstein.
Finkelstein. Finkel.
Ray Finkel.
Ray Finkel.
Ray
So
Einhorn Finkelstein.
So the guy that missed that block is,
I think he's a lawyer.
He's the Ray Finkel of Georgia Tech.
Of Georgia Tech, yeah.
So speaking of the again, Hollywood embellishment, the really just the get the motivating, chanting that Rudy. Fake news. That did not happen.
Never happened.
Oh, no,
did not happen.
Another one of your embellishments. He never had a brother, Frank, either.
That is correct.
Yes, that was made as a character to discourage poor little Rudy. For people to be
composite.
Yes.
And
People to be like, this guy's a jerk.
Did you know that in real life too, Rudy was one of 14 children?
That's Catholic family.
Yeah, it does not surprise me.
It's crazy.
That's what they did.
They had nothing to do. They weren't watching TV.
Yep.
Oh, now so while the movie illustrated only 2 plays, Rudy actually played 3 plays.
Oh, how about that?
Way to go, Rudy.
The second play was an incomplete pass,
Nice.
which he had nothing to do with, but he was, in fact, in that play.
Mm-hmm.
So the first play was the special teams. His second play was the first down, and then his third play was the second.
The sack.
Yeah. The sack.
The sack.
They said NFL Films shot the scenes, the football scenes.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
They did look real cinematic.
That's what. Yeah, they said they hired NFL Films to come and help with those.
About those scenes, they filmed those at halftime during a game in 1992. Sean Astin was talking about it. So I guess the band has a half hour at halftime to play, and they gave up 15 minutes for the producers and everybody to film their football scenes
Nice.
with the crowd and all that. And he was talking about that. They had basically 15 minutes to run these players out, fake players, and run these plays. And
Fake
stuff.
plays.
Yeah, right. And I thought it was interesting, too, when he was talking about it, that he was talking about being at the game. This is how long ago this was. For me, as soon as he said the name, he's like, I saw Jerome Bettis score a touchdown for Notre Dame. And I'm thinking, Jerome Bettis.
Holy shit.
Notre Dame, that 92.
It's 91, yeah, 92.
92.
That's
so,
amazing.
Yeah, that was a back in the day, man.
What was the snow game? Is that 88 against Penn State?
With Tony Rice and all that? I don't
Was
know.
yeah, that was like a huge game. There's like a lot of pictures of like Tony Rice. Who was in the backfield then? Was that Ricky?
Ricky would have been there in 80. I don't know if he
88.
He graduated McDevitt, I think, 88, 87, 80. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so Ricky Waters, Notre Dame,
Yeah.
Bishop McDevitt, just like we all were supposed to.
Right.
But it never happened.
Never happened, right?
Even though watching Ricky, I remember my dad and mom would take me to McDevitt games
he
then.
was the man.
He was the man. They had a great
Ricky.
team.
Ricky.
Monique.
Do you remember the quarterback?
For McDevitt?
Yeah, at that time.
Jim Bruno.
Was he the quarterback?
Believe so.
No, who was
around that time?
No, who was the black kid that played quarterback?
Vince Harper.
Not Lance Whiteside.
Not Vince Harper.
Lance
Lance Whiteside, yeah.
There
he
it is.
was later because he was there when.
89, 88.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay.
Lance Whiteside, I'm pretty sure, graduated 1990. So
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He was good.
Yep.
Whiteside could play.
Well, that's all I got for fun facts.
One other thing I did, I don't know if you guys go on YouTube, you can look it up. There was a deleted scene they took out of the movie.
Really?
I thought it was cool. Now, I'm trying to find one. There was supposedly one with extra stuff with Vince Vaughn because they did a little more with his character, but I
Sure.
couldn't find anything about that. But there was a scene with Ned Beatty and the family at it looked like a spaghetti dinner at like church.
Sure.
They're sitting there and Ned Beatty's talking about the greatness of Notre Dame. Like they're there with like the girlfriends and stuff. And the one girlfriend's like, what's the big deal with Notre Dame? I don't get it. And he's explaining how coming up being Catholic immigrants, everybody looked at Notre Dame as like, oh, if you were good at sports or if you're smart, you can end up there. And it was just like, he was just talking about how in that scene, it was like a minute and a half, they cut it out, how like important Notre Dame is to like we talked about.
Sure.
If you're,
What do you think? Like
in
Boston
Catholic
Boston
school.
College gets pissed.
yeah,
Like,
right. Yeah.
What
'cause
about
they're-
BC?
Yeah, Notre Dame is just the one, they're polarizing. I think most people.
It's the Catholic magnet.
Right.
Again, like I had said, you can't. You have to be a Notre Dame fan in some way, shape, or form. You have to be if you're Catholic. You just have to.
Right.
Like it's a sin if you're not.
What about Doug Flutie?
Yeah, he went to BC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Boston College they could play.
Mm-hmm.
They're good Catholic school.
No, they are. I mean, like I said, but Notre Dame just, I think,
Has
obviously
that,
is the-
It does.
Notre Dame is surrounded by Catholics.
Yeah, no doubt.
Sure is.
Yeah.
But I guess it's a time to late fee, return, or burn. You want me to lead it off since I picked this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go
man.
for
All
it.
right, so for me, this is going to be a late fee, of course. I mean, I can watch this over and over again. I don't, but I probably should. Because I got to say, I watched a couple of sports movies since Rudy, and I thought, oh, these might be better than Rudy. But now watching it, it's probably my favorite sports movie. There was one called Greater. It's a great football movie. If you ever go on Netflix, check it out. True story, kind of like this, about a kid that ends up at Arkansas. It's a true story. And then also like The Blind Side, and they seem to be football movies, but Hoosiers, like I love that. But this one's great, man. Definitely for me a late fee.
I guess I'll go too. I guess I would. I don't really late fee anything. I would watch it a couple times. Good movie. Appreciate it more now, I think, than I did then.
Oh,
Just-
really?
Just from looking at the way the movie was made. I mean, then you did. Like I don't know. Then probably more then. I don't know. It was a good movie. I liked it.
I would have late feed it then. I would return it now. Certainly would not burn it. Not at all. I mean, it's definitely a good movie. But there's one thing I think that really hit home with me is the reminder of getting old.
Yeah.
And that's just simply, back then, Like, you had dreams, right? You had stuff you wanted to do. Really, you did.
Mhm.
And you tried your hardest. You stuck at stuff. Like, you did whatever you could to get there. But, as life goes on, there's all these different forks in the road, different choices. It does, man. It really does. So eventually, you're just dreaming of not working anymore. So it's, I guess for this, it's like I was reminded of that time when, when you were still dreaming. And I think that for me was my biggest takeaway from this. Like, it felt good. Like, that's why that scene when he reads his acceptance letter, like, that's why that was so moving for me. Like, wow, this kid had his dream and he worked his ass off, and his dream came true.
Made it happen. Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking at this movie. That's 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're closer.
32.
We're 10 years, like, pretty much away from being out of work, being retired.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you look back at that, we were so young, and that was filmed back in the day when this guy, I don't know. Yeah, it's neat to think of.
Yeah, I was 17 years old when I saw this. About to turn 18.
Kip Winger would approve.
He would have approved, and it hit me back then, and it hits me now. Like, I'm a sucker for this stuff. I love these movies like that.
This movie still hits. Yeah, it definitely does.
Another sports movie, if we're talking about that, Vision Quest. If anybody,
great.
It's on a whole nother level than this, though. It's completely different. Like,
we just talked about this in Misery.
Vision Quest, a good movie.
I still have yet to see it.
I slept on it. I just watched it this year, first time.
Especially if people are into wrestling. Like, I guess wrestlers kind of think of this as like Rudy.
It's their Rudy.
It's their Rudy.
Yeah.
I thought Invincible was really well done.
That's a good movie.
That was the Philadelphia Eagle guy.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg, yeah.
Vince Papale.
There's another one that kills me.
That's
too,
fun to say.
And it's an old school one. It's called Brian's Song.
Oh, that's
John
with the
Cappelletti.
cancer.
I know
John
it exists.
Cappelletti.
Scale Sayers.
I know it exists.
Oh my God, that movie. That's the same way, man.
Yeah, it's the same way as Rudy, but
Yeah.
like dudes are dying.
Right.
Is it about football?
Yeah,
It is. It's Gale
Chicago
Sayers
Bears.
and John Cappelletti. He played for Penn State, got drafted by the Bears. They were teammates, and then he gets sick, and I don't want to give away if somebody watches it. But
you got to watch that one.
It's well worth
dude.
it.
You went dug in the basement for that. I haven't thought about that movie in years.
Did he get Lou Gehrig's disease?
No.
Despite playing football?
No.
Okay.
It wasn't that. It was, I think, cancer.
Another one, Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah.
That one gets me.
That's a good one.
Hey, man, that's racing.
Yeah.
Racing.
Okay, but real quick before we finish up, what's the best sports movie of all time? If this is not it,
For me, it would be Slapshot.
Slapshot.
I love Slapshot. That's my personal favorite. But my favorite underdog sports movie would be Invincible.
Invincible. Matt?
Okay. We saying one like this, similar, best sports movie.
I mean, for you,
Best sports movie.
like the best sports movie you can think of.
Sounds easy, but I'd say Hoosiers.
Yeah. Yeah, Hoosiers is up there for me. It would be that or Rudy.
Not Miracle? No.
Miracle's good,
Miracle was good. We did that.
We met those guys.
Now we're starting to talk. Now they're all starting to pop up.
Right.
Vision Quest.
Yeah, Vision Quest is good.
That's the first I've heard of this.
Vision Quest is good.
Basketball.
Basketball's up there.
Jesus Christ.
I love how they made a new game of basketball from that's with the South Park guys.
No.
Oh, we could be here. Oh, I think we should have a little our next episode. We should do like a couple minutes into sports movies and have the audience pick another one.
Well, I think it's Zap's turn to pick.
Oh, yeah.
So
Get ready for a snoozer.
well, I was hoping maybe you would pick Shawshank, but I mean, it's up to you.
We never did Shawshank?
No.
I thought we did that like twice.
I don't know if I can grant your wish. I will consider it. I will think about it.
No, I mean, at some point, I think we probably will, but I haven't
We
seen
should. We absolutely should. That is up there. It's a very, very great movie. And since we already did Stand By Me,
Right.
we should do another story from the Stephen King classic,
True.
different seasons.
Yeah. But I think Zap would be next up. And
Okay.
But they're always good ones. I like these good movies like this.
Well,
not
look,
doing
we're
any
coming into the
stinkers.
season here. We're
Yeah.
coming into
Yeah, you
football, so
can't-
here we are.
Yeah,
You
that's
can't
right.
argue with this one.
No.
Anybody that listens will have their own. They'll be thinking about parts of the movie that we were talking about. They'll be thinking of stuff. Why didn't we talk about that part of the movie? And that's what makes just a little podcast fun sometimes.
That's it, man.
And people give us some feedback.
And as of right now, AP poll came out. Notre Dame's number 6 in the country.
Ooh,
So
6.
see if
And
they
what's
stay there.
Miami? 10.
10.
Ooh, that
Penn-
game's coming.
Penn
That's
State
going to be a
is
big
2.
one this year.
Penn State's number 2.
Which I find crap because Penn State plays nobody.
Well, we'll find out.
They play like University of Alabama, Florida. They play Nevada. They play like Ohio Interstate Section Part 2.
They play Penn State, Harrisburg.
Penn State Harrisburg is up there.
Yeah. Well, first game is Notre Dame, Miami. Penn State plays Nevada. So we'll see.
That's what I'm saying.
No hate on Penn State, man.
No hate. No hate.
But
they're
anyway,
not Notre Dame, though. I know that.
Hey, come on now. We got Penn State fans out there.
Yeah, we do. We do.
But I guess that's it. You guys got anything else?
No.
No, sir.
I guess that's it for now. So we'll catch you where?
On the flip side.
If we don't see you sooner, we'll see you later.
Peace. Thanks for listening to the Vintage Cinema Review in the Old Dirty Basement. If you dig our theme music like we do, check out the Tsunami Experiment. Find them on Facebook. Their music is streaming on Spotify and Apple, and where great music is available.
You can find us at Old Dirty Basement on Facebook and Instagram, and at Old Dirty Basement Podcast on TikTok.
Peace.
We Audi 5000.